Kotoko to come out of their defensive shell. It's not working. And Yabo Afrani ball was kicked off his foot by two-goal hero Reginald Asante of Bechem United. Free kick quickly effected. Game will continue. The heavens, as I said earlier on, have opened up and we're having rain here in the Garden City. Ball goes out into touch. It's a goal kick advantage to Bechem United. Ball pushed forward is Petit Peter Asian. And the ball has been taken away from him by Gideon Bar. Gideon Bar gets the 1-2 from David Ofe. Unfortunately, a bit too strong, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Exactly, and once the rains have started falling, it will make ball control a bit difficult. It makes the pitch slippery, the ball runs faster on set surfaces. And if you put a lot of weight behind the ball or behind the pass, it's going to run out of play, as we've seen here. There is a bit of wintry conditions here. You could get shots, to go into the net aided by the wind. And so it's all to play for here. And for me, I would want to see Bechem United run and push for every ball. They've done that in some situations, but in other situations they've looked too calm.
Chance coming up for Bechem United. Richard Adai, he leaves the ball. A deflection. That was nearly the equalizing goal for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, but as it turns out, it's going to be a corner kick advantage to Bechem United, the visitors, and they're not wasting any times at all. They send the ball in. It comes through into the 18-yard box. Ball comes to the near side. It's fired in by Osei Bismarck. And this time around, it's Isaac Amuako to the rescue. But the wintry conditions that you spoke about is supposed to be in favor of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, looking at the direction of the wind, and they come forward again, this time to David Ofe. Lays on the pass. Anaba3 was blocked. He runs again after that. Maxwell clears it out. Goalkeeper for Bechem United. It's still on for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's Michael Anaba to the far side. And this looks quite impressive from the Porcupine Warriors. Yafrin Pong, can he get in the cross? He comes in and missed opportunity there by David Ofe.
Well, Yafrin Pong did well, took his time before sending in the cross. And by the time he sent in the cross, the central defenders of Bechem United felt they had taken out the threat from Anaba3 and then Anaba. Then we saw intelligently Ofe run through and attempt to tap the ball into the net for the fourth goal here. It didn't come off because there's a huge in the end. He had too much power, didn't have the direction right. But I think that for Asante Kotoko, they've looked uncertain some of the times, defending these hopeful balls from midfield into their own area. And that is what should be a source for Bechem United to attempt to get goals.
Chance coming the way of Bechem United. It is a penalty. It is a penalty for Bechem United. We'll take a look at the replay again, but it was quite a solid shot coming in. Difficult to tell from the angle we saw it, but we'll take a look at the replay so that we can advise ourselves rightly whether the referee was right.
Well, a replay will give us the benefit of seeing it and judging rightly. But I mentioned that the Asante Kotoko defense have looked uncertain dealing with some of the balls, hopeful balls swinging into their own area. From the angle I saw it initially, it seemed to have come up his stomach, but then he had his arms out of the way or out of his body, and he came up the arm. The referee was right to have whistled for a penalty.
Well, it's an opportunity for Bechem United to get themselves back into the game, and from the look of things, it's Reginald Asante, the man also known as Reggae, to get that job done. But he's coming up against a very good goalkeeper in Isaac Amuako. Let's see how Isaac Amuako will deal with this penalty kick, because we know that he's a very good shot stopper. But for Reginald Asante, he comes in, he gets goal number 3, and they're back on level pegging.
I felt by the time Asante Kotoko scored the third goal that it was going to be difficult for Bechem United to come up with goals here against Kotoko, score 4 goals, and teams that in the last 2 matches have not won but have not also conceded. In the last 4 matches, in fact, they have considered only 1 goal, the goal considered here against Kotoko. They've looked really uncertain at the back in some of the games they've played, and over here, Bechem United have punished them. Reginald Asante has been in fine form, scoring 3 goals has been really good. I mentioned that certain players needed to be counted. Adai, one of them, Peter Asi and Reginald Asante, if Bechem United were to get anything from this game. And for me, Reginald Asante has risen to the call. risen really well and scored 3 goals for Bechem United.
We've seen 6 goals in the match today. 6 goals we saw, and goalkeeper Maxwell deals with it. And look at the weather. The rain is just pouring down here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, and of course in the garden city of Kumasi. But the penalty opportunity to Bechem United has brought some of the fans out of where they were in the shelters just to come in and have a feel of the penalty kick. That goal again was scored by Reginald Asante. So Reginald Asante has got a hat trick here for Bechem United. Good enough for them. Again, we're giving you shots of what we're experiencing here today at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, and of course in areas surrounding the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It's raining. We can't say it's raining heavily though. Game is still continuing, but it's raining here, and the game is going to be seen through by the center referee Sylvester Ajogu. Yabu Afrani, Frank Boateng sends it to the far side. Yafri Pong sends it in. A poor header, and it was a back header from Bechem United. It should be a corner kick. Yes, it is a corner kick. Sylvester Ajogu, the center referee, confirming that is a corner kick. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they have an opportunity to get themselves back into the lead. It's 3-3 now, second half. We have 15 minutes to go. And wow, sends a decent crossing. Frank Boateng, ball eludes it. Peter Essien gets the ball away. The pressure now is on Bechem United. But the big question is, can they handle the pressure from the uncrowned league champions?
Well, they've done so well to at least believe go for broke when they went down by 3 goals to 1, and now on level pegging. For even Reginald Asante, he did well to hold his nerve.
Gideon ball, and that is a goal. Well, offside. The flag was up. The flag was up on the far side. So Kumasi Asante Kotoko, their fans, really wanted to jubilate for that goal, but the assistant referee too got it right, spot on the far side. Offside goal, that has been disallowed. And so it's still 3-3. The last goal for Bechem United was scored by the man who got the first 2 goals for them, Reginald Asante. Corner kick advantage to Bechem United. And it looks like they're finishing hard in the second half, Bechem United.
They have nothing to do. In the 3 games left, this one included, they have to go into those games and look for the result.
Chance coming their way, appeals for another penalty, not given. This time the advantage will go to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and to get themselves out of trouble by now putting pressure on Bechem United.
Exactly. Now they have to regroup and play from the back. They completely switched up when they went 3-1 up. Bechem United kept their belief. Now it's Awal Mohammed who is building an attack from
Daniel Nieje into the 18-yard box. There should be a goal for Kotoko. And that is a goal! Daniel Nieje! What a game we've seen today from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. 7 goals in this match. And would you have thought that would have had 7 goals today?
Well, never. Kumasi Asante Kotoko have looked good in some games. To score 4, difficult to even go down to the last time they scored 4 or were involved in a 7-goal thriller. The point is that the 2 teams have remained disciplined and professional, although some occasions they've shown some vulnerability. Bechem United gave themselves, as I mentioned, the belief that they could do well or get back on level pegging. But the manner some of the goals have been conceded leaves much to be desired from a defensive point of view. The organization is simply poor. But it was a good run by Awal, who found the African down the right, and then he pulled the ball back, created a melee, but Nieje took it so well. And we would have some anxious final few minutes to live with 12 minutes. I mentioned with Gary Al-Smith during the halftime presentation that France could live through a roller coaster. At one point they will feel they are winning the game, and for Bechem United, I feel sorry for them. They've put in everything.
Well, it's Abdul Rashid coming forward again. The fans are getting behind him. He's sensing the cross, but there's nobody there to finish. And a slip there. Now you know how slippery conditions are. Ball goes out. Injury worries for a Bechem United player on the far side. And it looks like Reginald Asante is in some amount of problems in terms of injury. The corner kick will be on.
I can understand why the players are slipping. Before the start of the game, it was dry, the pitch was quite compact, and so the footwear or the boot they selected up or that it was the right one they selected for the start of the game. But for slippery conditions or wet conditions, you need hard starts, and I don't think that they will have the luxury of changing their boot once they were caught within. The race coming within the regulation time.
Save by Maxwell Fifi Eshan. Midfield tussle for it, Frank Boateng. He gives a free kick to Bechem United, quickly effected. This is Maxwell Mensah. Teofilo Support brings it to the near side. Cleared away by Osei Bismarck. And Yeboah Frani and Cole. Opening up the pieces for Kumasi Asante Kotoko on their own half. Now they cross into the half of their opponents. Pass is laid on by Nafiu Idrisu. Chance coming over Kotoko. Good stoppage by Rashid. Peter Essien strikes on the challenge. And away he goes into the half of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. We are now experiencing poodles on the field. Sliding tackle from Nafiu. He slips. The game will continue. David Afei. Yeboah Frani is on the near side. This is Gideon Ban. Gideon Ban lays on the pass. Yeboah Frani, they were first mates at Zaytuna. He sends in the cross. There's nobody there to finish. Rashid will leave it. Daniel Nieje, he has the better of Rashid. He turns him inside out. Can he get in the cross? Sends it all the way back. It's David Ofei. Cautious approach by Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Pass is pushed on and laid on by Frank Boateng. The cross comes in. Another slip by Nafiu. Meanwhile, Gideon Ban gets in the cross. It goes wide.
Well, Nafiu got up too early, and so by the time the ball came in, he was he had lost the neck, the power in the neck muscles to direct it really well.
Solid tackle coming in from Frank Boateng, and the fans are shouting for a penalty. Obviously, that was way outside the 18-yard box. Sylvester Ajogu has a little bit of an argument with Frank Boateng and Yeboah Frani. They are not happy that he's given the infringement. But it's a free kick to Bechem United. Peter Essien is behind the ball for Bechem United. I've not seen Abdul Rashid. Reggae is coming towards the ball. And Isaac Amuako will have to organize his five-man wall. Reggae walks away from the ball. Abdul Rashid is there. The kick is on. And Isaac Amuako clears out. Maxwell Mensah comes forward for Bechem United. Gets in the cross. Teofilo Support appeals for a handball. And Kotoko on the offensive. Long searching ball. Ahmed Toure on the far side. Unfortunately, he can't get to the ball early.
Well, I thought that it was
James will effect the throw in for Bechem United. And he will leave it for Abdul Rashid. The rains are still coming down. We're still enjoying ourselves here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It's Kumasi Asante Kotoko 4, Bechem United 3. Long kick in, and take a look at the rains coming through as Maxwell, I beg your pardon, Fifi Eshan Maxwell, yes, makes a save. Gets the ball into the half of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Yao Frimpong. And a heavy challenge there from Reggae. He goes down, and Reggae sportingly will help him up. He's shown very high levels of discipline, Reginald Asante. And the game will continue, and it's Yao Frimpong sends the ball back into the half of Bechem United, and it's cleared out by Abdul, run down by Richard Adai. He's not been able to get a goal today, Richard Adai. He's got 10 so far for Bechem this season. 40 pass, Nephew picks it up. Another 40 pass by Nephew, and it comes back to the visitors. Ball kicked down to the throwing advantage to the Porcupine Warriors. Gideon, Nephew, David, Gideon will make themselves out of trouble. The threesome, and away they go. It's David Afei. Gets across, and Rashid gets his foot to it. He's calling for his colleagues to come help in defense. Anaba3 goes round 3. It's brought down. Referee says play on. Anaba3 still remains down. Anaba3 still remains down. And the fans were appealing for a penalty for that challenge. I don't know if you share their view.
I thought that he still had control of the ball. He lost the advantage by the tackle. And for me, the referee has to be consistent. You rewind to that situation where Frank Boateng came in with a slide tackle, won a bit of the ball, but he came from behind, and the referee pulled that ball back for a free kick for Bechem United just in front of the penalty box of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. I thought that in the opposite end, he should have called for a penalty for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Ture did well to weave his way through 3 individuals. Eventually, the breaks were put on him by Papayao James. And for me, that should have been a foul call for his advantage, or call to his disadvantage.
3 worries there. We're going to have a temporary hold up in this game. But really, Albert, we need to commend Bechem United for their fighting spirit, their tenacity up front. And they managed to get 3 goals as against Kumasi Asante Kotoko's 4. Now, a lot of the fans of Kumasi Asante Kotoko believe that after those 2 draws against Brekum Arsenal and Hearts of Lions, and especially that loss against Amidao's Professionals in the MTN FA Cup, nothing short of victory would appease the fans today.
Well, anytime Asante Kotoko goes into battle, they don't know what a friendly game is.
Okay, so we'll continue there, and temporary hold up. Referee Sylvester Ajogu would ensure that the drop ball at the gate. And there's a chance coming the way of Bechem United, headed out. And away goes Awal Mohammed. Lays on the pass. Frank Boateng, they're coming forward. There's Awal Mohammed, the defender. Lays on the pass, but nobody following there. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko get a corner kick. Corner kick to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And look at the fans. Shelter is what they're asking for here at the Babayara Sports Stadium. But they're enjoying the game all the same. They are side. Kumasi Asante Kotoko is leading by 4 goals to 3. There's a possibility of a 5th goal. Let's take a look at the corner kick. It's swung in by David Afei straight into the waiting arms of Maxwell Fifi Ishad.
Well, they kept their discipline there. They only have 3 players there, so the word out there for them is keep it tight, don't concede any more goals. Let's look for the maximum points here, as we've always looked throughout the entire game.
Interesting scenes here. And any touch in the 18-yard box, the fans go penalty. But of course, Bechem United have quite a couple of fans here at the Babayara Sports Stadium. And I'm sure they're looking for a face-saving draw. But it's Yao Frimpong on the offensive for Kotoko. Brings the ball back into midfield, finds Yeboah Afrani. On the near side is Gideon Ba. David Afei and Yeboah Afrani keep the ball to themselves. They get Gideon Ba back into the attack. Gideon looking forward to let the pass through. He does so. Chance for Kotoko. That shot was from Nephew. And it took a ricochet of one of the Bechem United players. And it's a corner kick. Corner kick to Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's dying minutes now for the Porcupine Warriors. They're still leading by 4 goals to 3. If it stays like this, they still pick up 3 points. They are the uncrowned league champions, but they'll love to add 1 goal more. Cross comes in from Yao Frimpong, is headed out by Maxwell Mensah. And Anaba3 has been stretched off the field. Kotoko are playing 10 against 11. Cross comes in, Frank Boateng gets his head to it. Good save from Maxwell Fifieshan.
Very good save. Bechem United looked stretched on that occasion. Kumasi Asante Kotoko seemingly looking forward to putting the gloss on this particular victory. They switched off, allowed Bechem United to get 2 goals. But after getting the 4th goal here, I think they've remained more disciplined, keeping the door shut, keeping the ball, and creating opportunities for themselves.
Kumasi Asante Kotoko again on the threshold of another attack this time. There's Papaya James to the rescue. Maxwell Mensah lends in the foot. And away comes Bechem United into the half of the Porcupine Warriors. And poor connection there. Substitution for Bechem United. Issa Adamu is coming on. Issa Adamu is coming on for Bechem. And they've taken off Peter Asian. So Peter Asian is off. And Issa Adamu is on. We have done 45 minutes of time added on, of full time I should say. We have done 45 minutes of official regulation time. Let's see how many minutes we have for time added on. David Ofe for Kotoko. And Gideon Ba, it's a strong challenge. Gideon trying to go through 2 players. 3 minutes of time added on, we've been told. Gideon Ban with a throw. Referee gives the advantage back to Bechem United. And Frank Boateng, Gideon Ban and Yeboah Afrani, I'm sure they remember their days when they used to play for Zaytuna and of course Sporting Miren. Frank Boateng, long stretched legs, gets to the ball. It's Daniel Nieje, the scorer of the 4th goal. Nafiu Idrisu tries to lay the pass through to Daniel Nieje. Wrong thoughts, wrong decision. Cleared out by Papaya. Gideon Ban will allow the ball to roll over the line. He's been pushed off the ball by Reggae, and sportingly, he brings him back onto his feet. It's been friendly hostilities here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, but of course, there are 3 points at stake. Papaya goes down, wins the sympathy of the referee. It's a free kick. And Daniel Nieje not too happy. But the likes of Daniel Nieje, Yeboah Afrani have held on well in midfield for Kotoko today. And Papaya deep into the half of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Header is on. A little push in the back. This time the referee gives the advantage to Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Oh, exactly. Are you expecting that?
Well, there seems to have been a nudge in the back of Awal Mohammed. But as I mentioned earlier, I think that after scoring the 4th goal, Asante Kotoko have closed shop, been disciplined at the back, held the ball well. Frank Boateng has come up into the game and shortens up in the midfield. And credit to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they've looked to score more goals, but they've not lost the discipline of defending.
Well, Bechem United have picked up only 5 draws in all their away matches. They haven't won an away match as yet. Doesn't look like they'll be doing so today. And out of 39 points they could have picked, they only managed to pick 5 points from the 5 drawn matches, that is. And so playing against a stalwart like Kumasi Asante Kotoko, who out of 39 points, 13 matches played at home, they've been able to pick 33 points. No loss at home, only 3 draws. David Ofe. Referee takes a look at his watch, and it's all over. It's all over from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Kumasi Asante Kotoko have chalked sweet victory over Bechem United here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Goals from Anaba3, Daniel Nieje and Augustine Okra were enough to give Kumasi Asante Kotoko the 3 undiluted points, playing against Bechem United, who managed to get 3 hat-trick goals from Reginald Asante, the man also known as Reggae. But it's all over here, and Albert, obviously, the uncrowned league champions, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, after that loss against MTN FA Cup playoff against Amidao's Professionals, they have a lot of work to do before they go into Africa.
I mean, one of the areas they will be looking forward to is to work on their mentality, because they seem to have switched off after picking the league title, although not officially. They came into this game and we saw traces of that. Remain disciplined after going 4-3 up. But when they were 3-1 up, you could find traces of they not keeping their discipline and playing porously at the back.
So Maxwell Konedu has chalked another victory for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Thank you very much for joining us. This has been, I should say, a Metro TV Super Sport live presentation from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. My name is Prince, and of course I've been joined in commentary box by Albert Ababio. For the teaming fans of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, it puts back the smile on their faces after those 2 draws against Brekum Arsenal and Heart of Lions. For Bechem United, it's still looking very cagey for them. They might be going back to Division 1. Let's see what happens in the last 3 matches. But with the final score, we say goodbye. It's Kumasi Asante Kotoko 4, Bechem United 3.